Howdy viewers. Today I'm going to make a revisit on my vintage mid to late 1960s Dominion 20-inch box fan. Um, yeah, this is personally my most cherished piece in my collection. This fan holds a lot of nostalgia for me, even though this fan is way older than me. Um, when I was a child, my parents would drop me off at my grandparents' place for them to daycare me, and this was in the mid 1990s. I was 4 or 5 years old, whatever. Um, and they had a lot of box fans, a lot of vintage box fans too. Lakewoods, P23s, Lasco, beige plastic bladed Lascos, things like that. A lot of fans from the older era. But anyways, yeah, this fan in particular was always in the dining room, and it was always sitting really high up on the table, like way taller than I could reach at that point in time. And I was always fascinated by it because, I mean, I can get up close and look at it, but it was just, I don't know, I just was fascinated by the way it sounded when it was running, the way it would sound when it starts up. I would always be begging them to turn it on. They used it to pull cool air through the dining room, throughout the house, and I remember it did a really good job at that. And these fans do move quite a bit of air. Very good fan here. This is the only fan in my collection that I have actually bought on the eBay overpay. I bought this 3 years ago off of there and paid quite a bit for it, but I had to have one of these. This fan. I've been searching for. I've been searching for this fan before purchasing it. I've been searching for years and years for one, and just never came by one conveniently to get it. So I was just figured go ahead and get one. Bear with me, trying not to ramble too much, but this fan's identical to the one that I grew up around, that my grandparents owned back then. I think the only difference was their model had the matching aquamarine turquoise Dominion emblem on the front guard, and that was it. Theirs didn't have a Venturi ring either, which personally I like. I like the way these fans appear without the Venturi ring, but that's just me. Yeah, I did repaint these front and rear guards like 2 years ago. I scraped them down with a wire brush. The old paint was wearing off and it was starting to show rust all over it. So I wire brushed them down. Took a little while, and then went ahead and repainted them. They look nice now with the color rejuvenation. It's close to the original look. But a couple things did happen when I took the guards off. These grommets that hold these guards in dry rotted, and it's deteriorated, and a lot of them fell out. So the screen will rattle sometimes. I mean, I put a tacky piece of tape there. I'm hoping that maybe this year I get around to either replacing those somehow or figuring out a way to fix that. But anyways, some of the paint you can see is starting to wear off. No real big rust spots. It's just the paint's wearing off. It's kind of patinaed, as a 60-something-year-old fan would. But I do like this color. This is one of my favorite colors, and that's what I really like about these fans in particular. Are these models came in this turquoise kind of aquamarine color. One of my all-time favorite colors. Again, 2-speed, off high-low, original handle, which I don't think the handles in these fans broke often. I feel it's a very sturdy handle. I feel like you would have to force it, either hit it or drop it or something for it to break, because it's although it's plastic, it is quite sturdy. Overall, very well constructed machine. The whole fan is made of complete steel. Even the blades, which common on other fans were commonly had aluminum blades. These have steel, which are prone to rusting. I actually had repainted these blades, I think a couple years ago, about the same time that I repainted the guards. But the blades look a little bit darker than what they would normally look like. It was kind of hard to match shaded. Normally from factory, these fans had a little bit lighter shaded gray blades, so that's why these look a little darker. Original cord. Starting to kind of rib and twist here, but they're 60-something-year-old rubber. I guess what do you expect? That's all original cord, original wiring. Everything's original in this fan. Very smooth, very quiet running fan. Again, you know, these are very good. Here's the back of the fan. Full-size motor. Windings are nice and clean. Dominion, Mansfield, Ohio. Part number 15-1166. Focus camera. Damn it. Got your wiring connection diagram here, which is convenient. Dominion Electric Corp. Made in USA. Model 51A5BB2. A2302. This motor has oil ports. One's right there, and then the other one's adjacent from it on the front side. And this motor does advise you to oil every 6 months. Unlike a lot of the other ones that would say, oh, it's permanently lubricated, no need for oiling. Yeah, that's a load of shit. Every electric motor, no matter what it is, will eventually need lubrication. So now I want to say these motors are Fasco made motors. I only say that because I've seen other videos of fans that were actually made by Fasco or were labeled Fasco that had the same exact motor, 2-speed. So I believe these were patented by Fasco for Dominion Electric Corporation. If I have that right. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but that just would make sense to me. These are Fasco motors. Some of these fans I've seen that it came with McMillan motors, which is, I guess, a little bit more of a rare of occurrence, but yeah, something I noticed too. All right, now we're back. I just blew some compressed air through the motor and put some oil in the motor, getting it ready for the season. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and fire it up. Starting at 121.7 volts. Meters high. High, we're at 1.7 amps, 134 watts. And I'll kick it down to low. I just love the way this fan sounds. The blades. even, 79 watts. Take it back up to high speed. Spin. It's going to have a very long spin down time. Still moves air as the blades are spinning down. Get it start up soon. Now high speed startup. Hope you enjoyed this revisit. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, have a good one.